So in this video, we're going to continue to talk about combining like terms. But this time, we're going to talk about combining like terms with shapes. Okay? But before we get into that, I do want to review combining like terms like we did in the last lesson. So we have two review problems here, so make sure you have your highlighters with you. Alright, so we're going to first highlight our like terms. So here we have a 12 with no variable, and here I have a negative 11 with no variable. So you want to make sure you take the sign in front of it. Here I have a plus 13p to the third, and here I have a minus 2p to the third. And now I'm going to go ahead and combine my like terms. So I have a 12 minus 11. 12 minus 11 is 1. And then I have 13p to the third, and I take the sign in front of it, minus 2p to the third. So 13 minus 2 is 11p to the third. Now I just need to take my two answers and put them in order for my final answer, and I take the highest power and I put him first. So 11p to the third, and I know my operation is plus because this 1 is positive. If he was negative, it would be minus, plus 1, and that's my answer. Okay, now let's do our next one. I'm going to get my highlighters again. So I have 7m, and I also have a plus 9m. I have a plus 11, and I have a minus 3. So let's go ahead and combine like terms. So I have 7m plus 9m. 7m plus 9m is 16m. Then I have 11 minus 3. And I know it's minus 3 because there was a minus sign in front of it. 11 minus 3 is 8. Now I need to take my two answers and combine them together. They both have a power of 1, and so one of them has a variable, one of them doesn't. The variable always goes first. So 16m plus 8. And the reason why it's plus 8 is because there's no minus in front of that 8. So 16m plus 8 is my answer. Alright, now let's talk about combining like terms with shapes. So, you learned perimeter in elementary school, but I want to review it real quick. So remember that perimeter is adding all of the sides of a shape together. And so let me take variables out of it for a minute. Here's a rectangle, and I've labeled the dimensions of each side. What is the perimeter? So if the perimeter is adding all of the sides of the shape together, this side is 4 inches. This side is 2 inches, so 4 plus 2 plus this side is 4 inches plus this side is 2 inches. So I'm going to add all these together and get my perimeter. 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. That's going to be 12. And so my perimeter of this shape is 12. The key being that I add all of the sides together. That's going to be very, very important. Now, let's add letters into that. So what we're going to do is write an expression to represent the perimeter of each of these figures. So this right here is a square. And so we have 4x on this side, 4x on this side. And what we know about a square is that all the sides are the same. So if this is 4x and this is 4x, then this is 4x and this is 4x. Now, how do we find the perimeter? We have to add all the sides together. So, the first side is 4x plus, because we're adding them all together, this side here is 4x. Done. Plus, this side here is 4x. Done. Plus, this side here is 4x. Now, all I need to do is combine like terms. I have my highlighter here, and guess what? They're all x's. 4x, 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 4x. So 4x plus 4x is 8x, and then I'm going to rewrite the rest of the problem. 8x plus 4x is 12x, and I'm going to rewrite the rest of the problem. 12x plus 4x is 16x, and so the answer to this is 16x. Now, a question that I get a lot is, how do I know which side of the shape to start on? It doesn't matter. You can start over here, you can start over here, you can start over here, because at the end of the day, we are adding them all together. And so it does not matter which side you start on. Okay? Now, here is a rectangle. So if this side is n, this side is also n. If this is 5p, the opposite side is 5p. We need to write an expression to represent the perimeter. Perimeter is adding all the sides together. So let's write an expression. So we have 5p plus, the next side is n, plus, then we have another 5p plus, and then the last one is n. Now we need to combine like terms. So I have my highlighter, I have 5p and then a plus 5p, I have an n and a plus n. So let's combine like terms. 5p plus 5p, that's going to be 10p. Done and done. Then I have n plus n. Remember, there's an invisible 1 in front of each of these. So that's going to be 2n. Now I got to take these two guys and put them in order, alphabetical order, M, N, O, P. So the n comes first. So your answer is 2n plus 10p. And that's your answer. All right. Now we have a triangle, but we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to write an expression to represent the perimeter here, okay? So we can start on any side that we want to. I'm just going to start over here with the 2a, but remember, we're going to add it all together. All right? So here we have 2a plus a plus 6 plus 3a minus 1. Now let's get out our highlighters. So here we have a 2a, here we have a plus a, and here we have a plus 3a. Here I have a plus 6 and a minus 1. So let's go ahead and combine like terms. So I have a 2a plus a plus 3a. So I'm going to take it two at a time. 2a plus a is 3a, and then bring down the rest of the problem. 3a plus 3a is 6a. Okay, so I took care of all my green. Now I have 6 minus 1, which is 5. So I got to take my two answers here, put them together for my final answer, which is going to be 6a plus 5, because my variable always goes first. All right, now we have a little bit of a bigger one here. Okay, so we're still going to write an expression to represent the perimeter. And remember, perimeter means adding them all together. All right, so I'm going to start over here, but you can start over here if you want to, anywhere you want to. Okay, so we have 4f plus 2f plus 2g plus 3f squared plus 5g minus f squared. Ooh, you can't really see that minus. Let me redo that minus. Okay, wait. Plus 5g minus f squared. There you go. Okay, plus a little f guy at the end. All right. Now, let's get our highlighter for our like terms. So, here we have 4f plus 2f. Now, this guy's an f squared, so he doesn't count. We have a g and f squared, okay, plus f. Here we have a plus 2g and a plus 5g. Here we have a plus 3f squared and a minus f squared. All right, let's combine like terms. So I'm going to do the yellows first. So 4f plus 2f plus f. So 4f plus 2f is 6f, and then plus f. 6f plus 1f is 7f. All right, so I took care of all the yellows. All right, now I'm going to do the greens. 2G plus 5G. Well, that's 7G. All right, took care of all the greens. Now I have the blues. 3F squared minus F squared. Remember, there's an invisible 1 there. So 3 minus 1 is 2F squared. Now I just got to take these guys here and put them in order for my final answer. All right, so remember the highest power goes first. So 2F squared is going to go first. And then these guys go in alphabetical order. They're both positive, so it's going to be plus. Which comes first, F or G? F. So plus, oops, that's not a 7. So plus 7F plus 7G. And that's our final answer. All right, so here we have a triangle. And again, we're going to write an expression to find the perimeter. And remember, perimeter is adding all the sides together. All right, so let's start, let's start at the bottom this time. All right, so 2r to the third plus w to the fourth plus 4r to the third plus 2 plus 8 minus w to the third. All right, so let's get our highlighter. So here we have 2r to the third. Do we have another r to the third? Yep. Plus 4r to the third, and I think that's it. Then here we have a plus w to the fourth, and that's it for that one. Then here we have a plus 2, plus 8, and then a minus w to the third. All right. So let's start to combine like terms here. I'm going to do the yellow first. So 2r to the third plus 4r to the third. 2 plus 4 is 6r to the third. All right, so I took care of that. Now this green guy over here, he's just kind of by himself. W to the fourth. Nobody to combine with him, so he was easy. Then I have my blues here. 2 plus 8, which is 10. Those are easy. And then this guy has nobody to combine with either. But what's important about him is what's in front of him. Minus w to the third power. So he's a negative. So he's going to have a minus in front of him. So let's put all these guys together. The highest power goes first. So it's going to be the w to the fourth power. Okay. So we finished with him. Now these two guys are to the third power. So alphabetical order. R comes first, so plus, because he's positive, 6r to the third power. Then this guy, minus w to the third power, because he's negative, and then plus 10. All right, so we have this guy here. This is the last one, and then you're going to do 2 U-tries on your own. So let's start, where should we start with this one? All right, let's start on the side this time, over here. Okay, so I'm going to have to start over here with this one. All right, so 2x to the third power plus 7 plus w plus x to the third plus 2x to the third plus 7 plus 5t to the fourth power minus 9 plus w. Alright, let's combine like terms here. So, we have 2x to the third. Do we have any other x to the third? Yep, here's a plus x to the third plus 2x to the third. That's it. Alright, here's a plus 7. Do we have any other numbers? Yep, plus 7 minus 9. Okay. Now here's a plus w. Any other w's? Here's a plus w. And then plus 5t to the fourth is by himself. Alright, let's combine like terms. I'm going to start with the yellow. 2x to the third power plus x to the third power plus 2x to the third power. I'm going to take them 2 at a time. Remember, there's an invisible 1 there. So 2 plus 1 is 3x to the third power plus, bring down the rest of the problem, 2x to the third power. 3 plus 2 is 5x to the third power. So I took care of all my yellows. Alright, I'm going to kind of circle that, guys, so we know he needs to be in our final answer. Now my greens. 7 plus 7 minus 9. 7 plus 7 minus 9. Okay, so 7 plus 7 is 14 minus 9. 14 minus 9 is 5. He needs to be in our final answer. So we finished all the green. Okay, now we have the blue. W plus W. Now remember, there's an invisible 1 in front of those. So 1 plus 1 is 2W. He needs to be in our final answer. And then we have this guy by himself, and he can't combine with anybody, so he's just by himself. But he also needs to be in our final answer. So we need to put them in order for our final answer. The highest power goes first. The 4 is the highest power, so 5t to the 4th power. And then the 3 is the next highest power. He's positive, so plus 5x to the 3rd power. Plus, then the w's next, 2w plus 5. And that's it. It's long, but it wasn't too hard. Alright, you go ahead and try these two on your own. Alright, if you're not done, go ahead and hit pause, and if you are done, let's go ahead and go over it. So for the first one, when you wrote it out, you might have started in a different order than I did, so ours may not look exactly alike. But when you combined your like terms, you should have gotten a 2y to the 2nd power, a 6x, and then a 24. And when you put them all together, you should have gotten 2y to the 2nd power plus 6x plus 24. If you didn't get that, then go back and copy my work down and follow the way that I did it. Okay? For the next one, again, you might have taken it in a different order, and that's okay. But when you combine your like terms, you should have gotten 15r to the 4th power, and then with the whole numbers, you should have gotten 0. And so your answer should have just been 15r to the 4th power. All right, that is the end of this lesson. We will do more practice in class, but make sure you ask me any questions that you have.